Today, I'm gonna share how to avoid major problems when closing on a new construction home. Buyers have a love-hate relationship with home builders, and as the house nears completion and as the time to close approaches, emotions intensify, often leading to outbursts of anger and sometimes even tears. Thankfully, a lot of the frustration can be avoided by taking a few simple steps. So today, I'm going in-depth on the closing process with home builders, and I'm gonna answer the question, what should I know before I close on my new construction home? In 20 years as a realtor here in Utah, I've guided more than 600 people through the home build process, and I've personally built 5 homes for myself. Make sure you watch to the end, where I'll make some recommendations that are sure to answer your other questions when it comes to building a house. And at the very end of this video, I'll share some warnings. I'll start by talking to those of you who already have a home under construction. And then, for those of you who haven't started the process, I'll share some vital tips, things you should do before you sign a contract to build a home. Before we get to the closing process, I should clarify, builders will not give you a specific closing date at the time of contract. They may give you a general idea, but one delay could slow the production of your home for weeks and maybe even months. Builders generally give a closing date when the home is 30 to 45 days from completion after cabinets have been installed. But this comes with a caveat. The builder reserves the right to extend this date. Unfortunately, you do not have the same freedom. They expect you to be at the closing table on that specific day, and they will fine you hundreds of dollars per day that you don't close. This leads me to a tip that could easily save you tens of thousands of dollars. Step number 1, finalize your loan. Reach out to a lender, or preferably lenders, for a final quote. 30 to 45 days is not a lot of time for a mortgage company to get everything ready. At this point, it should be safe to lock in your mortgage rate if you so desire. As you may know, builders often tie any incentive to using their preferred lender, so it's hard for outside lenders to compete. But if the quote from a second lender comes in with lower closing costs or a better interest rate, often the preferred lender will give you better terms, especially if they believe that you're going to use that other company. Trust me, they want your business. This strategy will likely reduce your monthly mortgage payment and save you tens of thousands of dollars over the life of that loan. This is why I always recommend reaching out to at least 2 lenders. Step number 2, start preparing for the move. When it comes to moving out of the old place and into the new one, 30 to 45 days will slip away faster than you'd think because there's always so much going on. If you haven't already, start dejunking and boxing up the things that you can live without. You'll also want to reserve a moving van or schedule the movers. Step number 3, inspect the home. Rarely do people hire professional inspectors when it comes to new home construction. But if you choose this option, there are a few things you should know. First, most builders have rules regarding the home inspectors. They may need to be approved by the builder, and the builder will likely give them a specific date to do the inspection. Second, hire an inspector as soon as possible. The builder may require several things from the inspection company before giving them permission to enter the home. Third, you should know that the builder will most likely ignore the inspection report unless there's some obvious mistake. If you're not planning to hire a professional inspector, there are certain things that you should do to minimize the issues. And that leads us to step number 4, do your own walkthroughs. As the home nears completion, you'll want to walk through the home a few different times. Take notes and write down any questions. You shouldn't be surprised to know that builders hate this, so tread lightly. Even if the builder or the construction manager doesn't seem to care about you or your home, they can easily become offended if your notes or questions are worded wrongly. Always show respect and come from the position of, you're the expert, we're just looking for clarification. Hopefully, you've hired a real estate agent with new home construction experience. These agents should be able to answer most of your questions and help present your questions or concerns to the builder in the most respectful way. You might be thinking, why would I care if the superintendent gets offended? Trust me, you want the construction manager on your side. You should also understand there's no such thing as a perfect home. If your agent is a new home construction expert, they can explain what's normal or acceptable, and they'll know when something needs to be fixed. They will also set the proper expectation for what should be done and when. For instance, when there's no urgency, I often recommend that my clients wait to ask about certain things to see if the superintendent will fix it on their own. They walk the homes on a regular basis and should be aware of any issues. People often complain that it takes too long for the builder to fix the issues once notified, but they will schedule the different trades to come to make the repairs at the appropriate times. And whatever you do, do not submit a long list of incomplete items or items that you think need to be fixed. When I was working for a builder several years ago, a buyer sent a crazy long list and asked me to give it to the construction manager. When I handed the list to him, he laughed as he read it and then threw it in the trash. He looked at me and said, "Tell the buyer the house is still under construction." I'm sure this client spent hours on this list only to piss off the superintendent. A more effective route would be send a short list of questions asking for clarity. You might want to start by saying, I'm sure you're already aware of these issues, but can you please explain or let me know or whatever. Just real quick, if you're finding this information helpful, will you please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel? I'd appreciate it more than you know, and this will help others see that this video is helpful. Thanks. Okay, moving on. Step number 5, the final walkthrough with the home builder. The builder will schedule a final walkthrough about 1 week before closing. They'll often call it something like the home buyer orientation. This appointment will vary from builder to builder. Some focus on teaching you how to operate the home, often glazing over the work that still needs to be completed. Other builders will give you a roll of blue tape and tell you to mark any imperfections that you find. The construction manager will already have a list of items that still need to be completed. Most builders will want you to sign off on that list, saying that you're happy with the condition of the home other than those few last items. Do not sign this document if it's still missing things that you're concerned about. Ask the superintendent to add those issues that you found during the walkthrough to his list before signing it. Now, this home buyer orientation will move fast and it can be overwhelming, especially if it's your first home. So going back to step 4, you'll want to do your own walkthrough of the house the day before this appointment, writing down any questions or concerns that you might have. The next day, as you walk through the house with the home builder, ask for clarification on the items that you've written down. This is also a good time to ask the builder about the home warranty. Most builders these days give you a 1-year home warranty where they'll only come back to your home one time unless there's an emergency. Keep a list of items that need to be repaired and set a calendar alert on your phone 11 months from now to send the list of repairs to the builder. By following this process, your home should be delivered much cleaner and you'll have a much more enjoyable experience. You'll also want to educate yourself on the home build process. If your final walkthrough with the builders coming up, you'll want to watch the new home final walkthrough. Look for the link below. Now, for those of you who haven't started the home build process, there are several things that you can do that will drastically enhance your experience. I'm going to share the process that will ensure you have a better experience when building a home. I'll start with the most important thing. First, choose the best home builder possible. Picking the wrong builder could turn your experience of building your dream home into a nightmare. If you think I'm joking or exaggerating, read some online reviews. Even the best builders have some zingers, but the bad builders? Well, you'll just have to read a few. Second, hire a new home construction expert. Find a realtor who understands the home build process. A new home construction expert will save you time, money, and loads of stress. They'll help you zero in on the highest rated builders that fit your needs and negotiate the best terms. An experienced agent will give you a second set of eyes on the home. It's highly likely that they'll find things that you would have missed and should be able to answer most of your questions, so you're not always going to the builder. The best part, having professional representation on your side is free. That's right, the builder will pay your agent. And you should know that the model home agent, no matter how amazing they are, they represent the home builder. They're obligated to do as the builder instructs, even if they don't like it. I spent over 15 years working for different home builders, and quite often, I was required to do things that I didn't like or agree with. I hated this part of my job, and it's one of the main reasons that I no longer work for home builders. If you're looking to build a home in Utah, don't hesitate to reach out to me with your questions. I'm honored to serve you. Third, get pre-qualified. Before you visit a model home, speak to a lender to see how much home you can afford and what your monthly payment will be. This will help you zero in on a builder and a location faster and ensure you're not looking at homes that are out of your price range. Fourth, do an online search. Jump on the internet and make a list of companies building homes where you'd like to live. Then select 2, maybe 3 builders who have the best rating. Try to choose builders who are rated 3 stars or better. I'm not saying that you need to avoid low-rated builders at all costs. Just be aware that you might need to be a little more vigilant. I like comparing builders' ratings to hotels. Personally, I don't like staying in hotels that are rated 3 stars or lower. If you feel the same, why would you want a low-rated company to build your home? And really, your house is a much bigger deal. Just something to think about. Fifth, visit some home builders. Find a day when your agent is available and go see some model homes. At the end of the day, a particular floor plan, home site, or location should jump out to you. I've gone in-depth on this part of the process in another video. When you're done here, you'll want to watch Do Not Build a Home without doing this first. Now, I know that there are many of you who are wondering, should I build now or should I wait? Let me say this. Nationwide, we're in a housing shortage. These higher mortgage rates are keeping loads of buyers out of the market. But low supply equals high demand. When mortgage rates drop, buyers will flood the market, and this will lead to escalating home prices. A wise individual would purchase a home before the market turns to avoid trying to buy a house in a competitive market. Right now, many home builders are offering incredible incentives and reduced prices. Because mortgage rates are expected to come down, Today, you can lock in a lower price to build a home and get some great incentives. Plus, mortgage rates should be lower when the time comes to close. I highly recommend you watch why right now is the perfect time to build a house. Look for the links to all my recommended videos below. Now, as promised, here's a few warnings. First, the builder contract protects the builder and not you. When you sign a contract, just know that you're giving away most of your rights as a human being. Second, you should expect delays. The builder might say the average build time from time of contract to close is about 9 months, but a sudden change in the market could cause massive delays. Most delays are not the builder's fault, and trust me, the builder wants to complete the home as quickly as possible so they can get paid. Third, the builder's preferred lender might not be the best deal. As I mentioned, builders often offer incentives for using the preferred lender, making it hard for outside lenders to compete. But the outside lender might be offering much better terms. Always get a second quote. Fourth, unlike buying an existing home, most builders require an earnest money deposit at time of contract. And if you change your mind after signing a contract, even if it's the very next day, the builder most likely will not return that money to you. The builder will also require a construction deposit once you've made all your selections. These 2 payments can add up to tens of thousands of dollars. If you're unable to close for any reason, the builder will most likely keep all of your deposits. Yes, the home build process can be stressful and it's often overwhelming. You should be prepared for that. But despite the frustration that you will most likely experience, it can be one of the most rewarding things that you've ever done. For me, there's nothing like moving into a brand spanking new home that you designed. Really, building a home is the ultimate flex. And you should feel pride because for most Americans, a home is the best investment they'll ever make. And I'm not just talking about financially. If you're looking to buy, sell, build a home, or invest in Utah real estate, I get contacted all the time. Please feel free to call or text me with your questions. I'd love to meet you, and I'm honored to serve you. For everyone else, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. I always do my best to respond to each one of you. If you have a friend or a family member looking to build a home, you can easily text this video to them. And please, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and ring the bell to be notified each time I post new videos. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Ty, the Real Estate Guy. If you found this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to ring that little bell below. It'll make you feel good.